The games we play are the stories we create.
The fortress doors swing open.
Every story is unique.
And the sound of war drums rises.
Sometimes our stories come to us when we least expect them. We need to be ready no matter where inspiration strikes. And sometimes our stories are told over great distances. No matter where your journey leads you or how your story is told. The games we play are the stories we create. Syrinscape can help make yours epic.
Syrinscape is searchable, fast, and customizable from any device with no need to pre-install any sound. Adding epic atmosphere to your game has never been easier.
Welcome to Dwarven Forge. This is everything you need to know about our terrain in 60 seconds. Ready? Let's go. We hand sculpt our pieces for maximum detail and artistry, infusing passion into every millimeter of our work. Everything is available beautifully hand painted so you can start playing right away. Or you can choose unpainted to paint everything yourself. Our pieces are completely modular so you can use the same sets to create a new adventure every time. Most pieces have embedded anchor magnets that affix to our terrain trays for secure building. And for revealing rooms as your players discover them. We create everything out of Dwarvenite, our top secret PVC formula that's nearly indestructible. We pack our pieces with as many features as possible, such as swappable LEDs to quickly change the look of your scene. We offer magnetic accessories to add flavor or increase the danger. A 1-inch tactical grid is sculpted into our floors, hidden in dungeon flagstones, natural rocks, or sticks and plants. In addition to sculpted pieces, we make terrain trays to use as a vibrant graphic base for your build. We offer a range of environments, including dungeons, caverns, cities, castles, sewers, forests, mountains, streets, burrows, ice, and hellscape. And that's just the beginning. We have a passionate fan base who can tell you all about it. And that's everything you need to know about Dwarven Forge in 60 seconds.
welcome to Season 3 of Into the Mist. This is our Curse of Strahd campaign. We have a bunch of announcements we want to go through real quick. There's a lot of changes, a lot of really crazy and exciting things happening at RealmSmith, so we'll try and get through that as quick as possible so we can get to the action. I know that there are a lot of people that are looking forward to this season. First off, let me just say we have switched to YouTube as our primary channel. We are still multi-streaming to Twitch, but all of the giveaways, all of the interaction, all of that stuff will be happening on YouTube. So head over to YouTube, hit that little bell icon and subscribe, and you'll be notified when we go live on YouTube. But you will be able to watch us on what's that place called? Twitch, for a little while longer. See, it hasn't been that long, and I've already forgotten them. It's sad. It's like a breakup. But again, we don't know how long that'll last, and all of the interaction will happen on YouTube. So I want to thank Dungeons & Dragons, of course, as usual, for making this incredible game that we play week in, week out, and we wouldn't be there without them, so we thank them for that. I want to thank our main title sponsors. First of all, Hero Forge. They are an online miniature creator, and you can create avatars and images for your characters and so on, but you can check them out at www.heroforge.com and create your awesome characters today. Also want to thank Sirenscape, our other main title sponsor. Tonight we are using a lot of Sirenscape stuff, including our Into the Mist sound sets, as well as their official Curse of Strahd sound sets. So, and we also have some music that has been created. I'm not hearing it now. It's not coming through yet. But there it is. And it was created by Joel Oje this week. It's a version of our theme that will be used. You heard it in the pre-roll, and you'll be hearing it throughout as well. Anyways, check them out at sirenscape.com/RealmSmith. That lets them know that we sent you. And if you type RealmSmith in, you can see all the sound sets that we've created for them. Also want to thank Beetle and Grimm, our other main title sponsor. We're using their Curse of Strahd Legendary Edition box throughout the entirety of this campaign. It is awesome. There's a lot of amazing, wonderful things in there that you guys can check out. As well, tonight, we are giving one of these away. We've been talking about it for a week. We've had a ton of new Discord and Patreon members join to be able to win this tonight. The way that you win this tonight, you can still do it throughout, or you can still enter throughout the session or the stream. All you have to do is go to Patreon, become a patron at any level from 1 to whatever you want. For every level that your character joins, you get an entry into the giveaway or into the draw, and we'll be drawing at the end of the session. All you need to do in order to qualify is become a patron and then link your Discord to our Patreon so that we can actually make the draw in Discord, because Patreon doesn't allow us to do giveaways. So it's actually a Discord giveaway, not a Patreon giveaway. Anyways, you'll win one of these. We will send that to you, and it'll be awesome. And you'll love it because it's incredible. Matthew Lillard was supposed to be joining us tonight, but he can't tonight because he was in the middle of filming a scene and couldn't get away. So hopefully he'll be with us next week and definitely throughout the season. So thank you to Beetle and Grimm for that. We will, like I said, be announcing the winner of the giveaway tonight. Make sure that you head to the Patreon and do that throughout the show if you haven't already. We got a ton of new patrons this week as a result of us talking about it. So thank you so much for your support. Also want to thank our product sponsors, WizKids, for a lot of the minis that we use at the table. Dwarven Forge, you can see that there's some Dwarven Forge terrain happening in the table here for somewhere that I hope the players go. Mithril Armory is currently, when is it launching? Do we know yet when the launch date for Stoneheart is?
No, we don't have a launch date yet.
Okay, so we haven't launched Stoneheart yet, but you can go ahead to stoneheart.ca for more information about that. But they are sponsoring our D20 rolls and our natural 20 rolls. Sorry, so whenever there's a natural 20 rolled, that animation will show up on screen, letting you know that has happened. And thank you to Mithril for doing that. I'm getting an audio weird signal from Zoom. Are we getting, is audio cool in the stream? I'm sure production says it's okay.
No, you're really like a robot.
Okay, we'll see if Julian is on it, I'm sure. Thank you, Julian, for being producer tonight and always. Our Discord community has been incredible. It's been exploding. We made a switch from Twitch subscribership for our Discord to YouTube and Patreon as a model instead. In order to be able to enter our roleplay servers or roleplay channels on Discord, all you have to do is become a patron on our Patreon channel. There's a number of different levels. When you do that, you will get a role, you'll be able to create a character, and then roleplay in the Discord as a Vistani character throughout the duration of this season. In doing that, there's a bunch of perks at different levels. You get magic items at the higher levels. You can also craft things. This past week, our cast has actually been in character in Camp Ghakis with the Vistani, and they've actually crafted items for them that they have now in game. And so it's this interactive interplay awesomeness that occurs between Discord and between our live stream. So check it out. It's interactive, it's crazy, and I think it's the first time anything like this has been done in this world of Dungeons and Dragons, and we're really excited to continue to evolve it. We've added some new features. One of them is the ability to search. So you can actually, per long rest, so once per day, your character can actually search in certain channels on the Discord and find like trinkets and tidbits of information, as well as listen for rumors. You can as well. And those rumors tie back to the stream and are also kind of about Barovia at large. Starting this week, look for it. I won't tell you what it is exactly, but starting this week, we'll actually be able to find real-world items that you can win that we will send you in the Discord. So you'll do a search function, you'll find an item, and then we'll actually mail that item to you in the real world, which is pretty nuts and crazy, and it's going to be awesome. And we're very excited about that. I want to thank our Smithgardians for all of the work that they've done putting this together with the changeover to YouTube from Twitch and the Patreon and all the wonderfulness that happens in the Discord. They are to thank for all of that. It has been amazing. We do have merch. I don't know if it's linked actually in YouTube yet. That is the one thing maybe you can still see at Twitch. But I am wearing one of our new t-shirts. It is the Exploding Vardo t-shirt. It says, I really blew it. And for those of you that saw last season, you'll understand what that is potentially all about. Aftermath is a new post-show show that we are going to be having on Thursdays in place of Player's Table and Behind the Screen. We are merging those two things, and we are going to have a cast kind of Q&A session with a bunch of different sessions and segments and things that will highlight kind of the action that is happening at RealmSmith. So I will be posting more about that, but Thursday at 8 p.m. on YouTube, we will have that. I am getting a message here from... Okay. All right. All right, I think that is it for our announcements. Again, if you are watching this live on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe and hit that bell icon to be notified next time we go live. On Twitch as well, feel free to follow us on Twitch to let you know. And if you're watching this after the fact on VOD in perpetuity for the rest of forever, enjoy it and make sure that you go back and you watch past seasons if you haven't already. I think that's all. There's, I'm sure, a lot more wonderfulness coming in the next few months. But without further ado, let us venture into the mists. Because Barovia. I mean, that's all I can say about that. Welcome to YouTube and Into the Mist. I'm so very excited to get her going. All right. Welcome back, cast.
Hey.
Thank you. Woo!
Very excited. I missed Barovia. I mean, Wildmet was amazing, but I definitely missed this and the death that occurs in this land. So let's get to that. Last season, after destroying Old Bone Grinder and rescuing Barovia from the grip of the Hag's Dream Pies, the party found themselves searching for items that were foretold by Madame Eva. Items that would aid them in destroying the Devil's Strahd and restoring dawn to the land. Facing the abbot at the Abbey of St. Markovia, they managed to retrieve the holy symbol of Ravenkind, a wondrous relic of great power, in the process gaining him as an ally. Reuniting with Ezmerelda after an unfortunate incident regarding her wagon, they followed through on a promise they made to the Mardikovs with the help of the Vistani from Mount Ghakis. Facing the Druids at Yesterhill, and retrieving and destroying the tree blight known as Winter Splinter, they were able to retrieve the gem that helps produce the grape required for purple grape mash, restoring some form of joy back to the people of Barovia. Finally, just when things appeared to be turning for the better, All Hallows Eve produced a horrific creature that stalked the night and seemed to drain the life from anyone that crossed its path. In that moment, all the good the party had done came back tenfold as their allies, including the legendary wizard Mordenkainen, came to their aid to destroy the creature. Now, battered and bruised and settling in for some much-needed rest, the party has spent the last week recuperating, protected by the palisade of Camp Ghakis. The memory of the terrible night still burnt into their minds. Many new Vistani have come into Ghakis over the week, inducted through a Vistani blood rite performed during a festana just the night before. Ezmerelda and Sterling were inducted as honorary members, which appeared to anger the Dark Lord as the skies opened up and began to seemingly rain blood, an illusion to strike fear into the hearts of those that would oppose him. The snow that blanketed Ghakis has also melted away over the last week, marking the elimination of the threat up the mountain. The Vistani have also built a marketplace just inside the north gate of the camp to welcome trade with Barovians and amongst the various clans that reside here. You've all spent a week kind of recuperating. We'll go around the group and talk about your actions for the week real quickly, and then we'll get moving. Let's start with Dmitri. Anything for you?
Yes, so you will recall that I had lugged the ornate armor from before, trying to get it to fit and work.
Yeah.
To no avail.
Yeah.
But through some help alongside Sterling, he and I were both able to get made for us special plate armor, which not only is plate armor, but has a special property to it as well.
What's that special property? Or do you want to reveal it when it happens?
I guess I could say it's so for mine I chose toughness, which added an extra +1 to AC.
Awesome. Cool. And that was created by our Vistani community, which reside in Camp Ghakis on our Discord. So thank you, community. That's awesome. Falpher.
Yes, I was there in the camp with my many friends, and we simply spent some time together at the campfire, and I learned that our friend Sterling is going through some puberty changes and has now grown into a real man. So that's fun. He was a boy, kind of puppeteered by the wiles of life, and now he is a grown real boy man. So that's all, nothing very serious. I learned to avoid the cinnamon rolls.
Okay, all right. Sterling.
So many things happened. So yes, plate armor had been crafted by Osklar and Shalana and some others who had gone together to be able to make this happen quickly. Mine does not have the infusion on it, but my crossbow was infused, so it's pretty much like a +1 crossbow now, and does magical damage, +1 hit, +1 damage. And in addition to what Adam had said to the armors, we have inscriptions on them. Adam's has the symbol of Ravenkind.
The holy symbol of Ravenkind.
Holy symbol of Ravenkind. And mine says the sun will rise again on the front, much like this t-shirt. And on the back, on the neck plate, is Vistani flags so that I will always remember that a Vistani has my back. It's awesome. Okay, so lots and lots of things happen. I could go on and on and on. I'm Vistani now, along with Ezmerelda. We don't have time for me to go through everything, but thank you everybody in the community. It's just an amazing week. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Muskoka.
Yeah, Muskoka didn't really do a whole lot in terms of mingling with everybody, kind of isolated and sticking to himself, and in a lot of reflection of where he fits in, and a little bit of practicing with his new axe, plants and plant creatures.
Very cool.
So that's about it.
Ezmerelda.
Listen, I love all of you equally. However, I very much took this week to have some alone time. And so I don't know what classifies as self-care or what the spas are like. I'm sure they're very bleak, like everything else around here, but it was nice to just have some rest before I did catch that Vistani ritual. But very briefly, because I apparently was in the grocery store aisle buying tater tots at the time.
That's awesome. Falpher, over the last week, you have grown a distaste for constructs, especially having faced the flesh golems that exist, and also having potentially, maybe, I'm throwing this in there just to create dissension, a construct amongst you that seems to be changing constantly. You have learned how to, or you have made constructs your favorite enemy. As well, you've done research into swamps. It's something that you've always wanted to be able to delve in and understand a little bit better. And as part of your level up, that's what you did. Sterling, you have unlocked some amazing insight and features of your Warforged shell. We saw that at the end of the season finale last season. One of those things is the ability to move quicker than you ever have before. And you find yourself more mobile, more agile in the last week. And you've been practicing the use of that and how that might come in handy during combat. Muskoka, you've been keeping yourself after the happenings of last season, losing your life, going down, being resurrected, feeling a little bit of an outcast. You've kind of just kept to these sidelines a little bit throughout the camp. One day, though, while kind of walking through and taking it all in, you saw that at the blacksmith shop, or one of the blacksmith stations that the Vistani were working with, there was a flare-up of fire that threatened to hurt them, and instinctually, somehow you were able to dampen the damage done by that element. That somehow the fire damage that would have occurred to that Vistani was quenched by your abilities. Dmitri, you, upon receiving the holy symbol of Ravenkind, have felt a tug a tug that you haven't felt in some time. From deep within the depths of your soul, having seemingly or unwillingly failed your comrades in the fight pits, abandoning them and finding yourself here in a dark land full of evil, away from Alun, your god. You've had a hard time kind of connecting to those abilities. Over the last week, you've started to feel that come back a little bit. This particular morning, you wake before everyone else, and as you wake, you look to the kind of just to the right of where your bedroll is, and you're all staying in a tent within Camp Ghakis, just south of the northeast wall, right beside Ezmerelda's shiny new wagon. And somehow, as you look through, the sun that rises over the palisade, which is weird for Barovia, peeks through the clouds just enough to send a shaft of light to the holy symbol of Ravenkind hanging on your sword hilt. And it glimmers. And in that glimmer, you look around to the rest of your party and you get this sense of protection over them. You get this sense of greater purpose. Perhaps there is a light at the end of the tunnel. You've overcome evil greater than you could have ever imagined. And in this land, whether it's Alun or the Morning Lord or whatever name he goes by, you feel a greater connection to him. As you all wake, you are greeted by the pleasant melody of jovial music and the familiar sounds of a new day in the camp. Even within your tent, you feel the brisk air from the mountain wafting through the flap, which sways gently in the breeze. The day is yours. What do you do? Of course, Ezmerelda, you are staying in the wagon, just parked off. And actually, at this point, I'll bring up the map of Ghakis. This is the map signifying the community on Discord. Every Vardo and every tent represents a member of our Discord. There have been many more over the week. We haven't updated it yet. But you can see over to the northeast the party's tent. You have your own little campfire, as well as Ezmerelda's Vardo. As well, which is new to Ghakis, you can see that there is a marketplace to the north, just to the east of the north gate, that welcomes Barovians now more and more each day over the last week. What do you do?
Well,
I
first
would
of all,
say go ahead.
sorry, go ahead, Noura. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, since I'm in my own Vardo, as I'm hearing the hustle and bustle of people starting to wake up and go about their day, I'll also emerge and look for my group.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And I was just going to say, first I find, I look out onto the camp, only to just realize how aesthetically pleasing it is, all laid out, for all of the different, like camps, the different tents, color coded.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like, wow, these people are really tremendously well organized. And so I turn to the nearest walker by and go, well, this place is so well organized. How did you achieve such greatness in such a dark world? It's quite marvelous.
The passing Vistani says, organization is the light of the gods, and he kind of keeps going, and he's carrying a basket of potatoes, and one falls out, and he grabs it back in, and he continues to kind of pass by, and he seems to be heading towards the market. As you kind of look over to the market, and your breath, you can see your breath in the air. Again, Ghakis looming just above, the snow having receded now, but the temperature here is quite cooler than the rest of Barovia, or in most of the lands that you've kind of frequented. And you can see that already some Barovians are starting to filter through the north gate and kind of walk in and amongst the stalls just to the west of where you are now. At that point, Ezmerelda comes out of her wagon, and you meet eyes.
Ah, my friend. Ezmerelda, have you seen Starling?
No, I haven't seen anyone yet.
Okay, so I'm wondering if you would eat some cinnamon rolls with me this morning. I have a new hunger inside. I have not eaten. Have you eaten something?
No, I've just gotten up. I slept really well.
Oh,
Slept
same here. Want to go grab some food in the food tent?
Yes, I suppose that they'll probably be having the fire going.
And just as you say that, you can smell the familiar sweet smells of Vistani culinary greatness coming from the Wolfsbane, which is the mess tent that exists to the south west of where you are now. You start heading that way.
Oh, do you smell that? That's wonderful. This Vistani food. I smell some pie. Maybe not pie. What is that? Oh, all I smell is pie. I'll get over it eventually.
Whatever they're making, it's delicious. It smells amazing.
Sure it is. Hey Jay, do we have any sense of where the other party members are?
They're all sleeping in the tent. You guys were all stirring in the tent. You kind of got up and then you came out of the tent.
Okay, cool. So I'll turn to Ezmerelda again and I'll just go. They probably need a little bit of a shake to get going. So I'll go grab them. Turn back towards the tent and I open it, fling it wide open, and go. Wake up! It's time for food.
I'm already sitting up in bed, and I'll say to Falpher, cinnamon rolls, pies, Falpher, I thought we did away with such decadence.
Oh, no worry, my friend. It's not all for me. I made sure they would prepare some for you as well.
Yeah. I might try a piece, but it seems like a lot.
From within my bedroll, when I hear him coming in, I'm going to kind of pull my covers over my head, and from under my bed, I'm going to cast silence around our tent.
Sorry, say that one more time. You do what?
So as I hear him coming in, I'm going to pull my blankets over my head.
Yeah.
And from under my sheets, I will cast silence around the tent.
Okay.
So it's a 20-foot radius centered on me, I guess.
Okay.
Everything is deafened within that space.
Okay. What do the rest of you do? Sterling.
So I had RP'd earlier today, speaking around the campfire with some people. So I've gotten some crossbow bolts and some healing potions and some alchemist fire. So I'm bringing it back to the party to distribute for anyone that needs some of these things. So I guess I would be arriving, trying to speak with them, and then realizing that I've got no voice all of a sudden.
Okay.
So.
And you all saw Muskoka cast as he did.
I'm trying to do it from under the sheets,
okay.
but you're probably going to see the sheets
yeah.
moving
And
a little bit.
you've experienced this before. You've all experienced this before from Muskoka, so it's not hard to put two and two together.
So I go over to his bedroll and I kick him in the nuts.
No, you don't. That's a really bad idea. Are you sure? Are you sure you don't want to use your chrono shift here?
I'm already angered. I'm like, and no one can hear me. And as we all know, Falpher needs to be heard.
Okay.
So
you're doing this?
So I'll go over to his bedroll.
Yeah.
I'll approximate a kick towards the mid region. I mean, I don't know exactly.
Okay. Give me an attack.
Okay.
Jeez.
like a younger brother would. You know what I mean? Even though I'm older. Yes. So you said an attack roll. Yes, I'll do that. That is a. That's a. You can all see it. It's an 8.
And I'm assuming that misses Muskoka.
Yes.
You see him kind of trudge over. You're already watching And as you come over, you're able to deflect his attempt at a boot to your sternum quite easily.
Yeah, I'm going to... I'll get up and just start to pack my things and put on my armor. And not... I won't say a word to him, but it wouldn't matter if I did, because it's everybody's silenced.
Okay.
Once I've got my stuff together,
Yeah.
I'll walk away, and as soon as I'm out of that range, I'll turn off silence and keep walking.
And you're out of the tent?
Yeah, and I'd like to I'll use my time first thing in the morning to just try to get together some rations for myself.
Okay. All right. What do the rest of you do? Silence goes away. You can now all be heard.
It when he does that.
I forgot what that was like. Sterling, what did you bring?
Yes, I have gathered a number of items. Our Vistani brothers and sisters have done much to help us in this time. I have 60 crossbow bolts, 2 potions of healing, and 2 alchemist's fire. I would like to hold on to one of the potions of healing if possible. I do not have any on me at this time. I would also like to keep some of the crossbow bolts if possible. But what do the rest of you need?
Well, first off, let me congratulate you on your man voice. You're sounding much older. It's good. I would love perhaps 1 or 5 of the crossbow bolts if you could spare some.
Well, of course, we have 60 here. I imagined most of them would be split between the 2 of us. However, I know that more than the others may also have need.
Anyone?
Well, I don't really use the crossbow myself, but I would like to hold on to one of those potions. They come in very handy.
Okay, take this one. Alchemist's fire. Would anyone need alchemist's fire? Here,
Wait a minute.
Falpher, take 30 of these bolts. I will keep the other 30 for now. If anyone else needs, just ask.
Did you say alchemist's fire?
Yes, we have two vials. Yeah.
I'm going to study this very carefully and think to myself, there's something very familiar about this particular type of magic. I can't quite put my finger on it.
Do not open it. Once the contents touch the air, it will ignite.
Sterling, I never open anything I'm not supposed to. You know that.
Maybe not give that. Maybe not let Dmitri hold on to that one.
Well, Ezmerelda, would you like one then?
You know, yes. I'll hold on to one of those.
Yes, of course. Here you are.
For safekeeping, as I Dmitri, and stash it.
I shrug and I stash mine.
And I think you should also know, there's a very talented inventor around here named Nobody. And they are working on some crossbow bolts that could contain acid or alchemist's fire. Something that would be ejected upon striking an enemy. I don't know if any are ready as of yet. They're still in the prototype phase. However, perhaps the next time we come, we might be able to ask for some and use them in our fight.
And who did you say we get this from?
Nobody.
Oh.
Well, that's not very nice. Who is this person's name? You can't just call him a nobody.
Well, their name is Nobody, sibling to somebody.
Well, somebody I can deal with. Certainly not nobody.
Oh, you're talking about the in particulars. Somebody in particular and nobody in particular.
That is their last names, the in particulars.
Yes. No, yes. I know that family well.
I love this language. So
For the sake of brevity, you all head to the mess tent for some breakfast. Muskoka, are you following as well?
I'm probably there before them.
Okay. You all walk in to meet Muskoka, who has already started to dig into a morning stew that has been created. Seems to have juicy rabbit and potatoes and carrots with some freshly baked bread. And other Vistani are around, and they're all congregating and talking, and you hear the music starting to play around the fire just outside the tent. A pleasant morning.
Cool. I turn to someone sitting next to me. I'll assume it's Muskoka, and I'll say something like, "It's quite difficult to get this rabbit to be this juicy since there's very little fat in rabbit. So whoever made this is quite good, quite good."
I agree.
Yeah, just plow back the food for the day.
I like it.
I just look up and look back down and keep eating.
Okay.
I'll greet some of the Vistani around that may be eating as well. Just warm, hellos and hugs, confirming that we will likely be on our way today.
And you see some familiar faces.
So what's the difference? Where are we heading?
Good question. Where are we heading?
Well, I think it would be important for us to try and follow some of these leads given to us by Madame Eva. And
Yes, my
looking at
book
our list, we do have one mentioning a house with a dragon, where we could get more of an understanding of Strahd himself.
That is the one. Let's do it. Do we know the general direction?
Yeah, so you actually, last season, you remember that Rictavio had actually traveled to a place he called Argynvostholt. It is a mansion that was inhabited by a order of knights that served a silver dragon centuries ago, even before the time that Strahd became the Dark Lord of this land. He explained that he thinks that the knowledge that you seek is held within there. He believes also that it is actually the tome of Strahd, a relic that has not been seen in some time, but it is actually the personal journal of Strahd. Also understanding that it's not necessarily a magical item, but is an item of great knowledge, having kind of an insight into Strahd's own thoughts, own intentions, and such. Anyways, and he said that, and just as quickly, Rictavio left you all. He did explain that Argynvostholt is to the west of, to the northwest of where you are now, on the other side of Ghakis. So you'd have to go up across along the Svolok Road west, and then down to Argynvostholt.
How long of a journey is it?
Just a couple hours.
Well,
Is this place defended? Sorry, if you said that, is it defended? Do we know? Is it lived in, or is it abandoned?
Yeah, so he said that he approached. He did not enter alone because it appeared to be inhabited by those that have somehow eluded death, spurred on by some sort of unseen magic.
Oral.
What's that?
Oral. Oral is there.
Or something of that sort. That it's definitely inhabited. There are definitely creatures, people, something within, but he didn't want to get too close without your help. You had expected him actually probably to appear at some point during this week, but he has not arrived. Also throughout the week, you had been explaining to the Vistani that you will be on your way soon. You do have other things to do. And that they found a way. You had discussed how they would maybe get messages to you or items to you that they have created for you that you've requested from them. And they said that they will send information missives to Old Bone Grinder, the windmill that you have now made sort of your own. And so you will have to return there whenever you feel necessary to be able to retrieve those. Out of game terms, there is an Old Bone Grinder channel on Discord, and messages will be left there for you, but you can only retrieve them if you go in game time to retrieve them from that channel.
Just remind us again, Jay, how far Old Bone Grinder is from where we are in Ghakis right now?
Yeah, that is a great question. Let me find out, and I'll let you know.
Yeah, I'm just curious if it's like...
It's not far. I mean, coast to coast in Barovia, it's 4 hours.
Yeah.
So everything within Barovia is less than, I'm assuming it's about an hour travel. What I'm pulling out right now, actually, is the handy DM screen from Beetle and Grimm's Legendary Box Edition. And they actually have the map with travel times on the inside. Which is really cool.
That's amazing.
So you guys are Mount Ghakis. So I'm going to say, yeah, to Argynvostholt, you're probably looking at 2 hours travel.
Okay.
And then Argynvostholt to Bone Grinder, or actually from Ghakis to Bone Grinder, it's also about 2.5 hours because you have to go up and along and around. But then that's quite central to everything else, including Valaki. But Mount Ghakis is all the way the south end of Barovia.
Okay. So I will relay to the rest of the crew at the table that, yeah, we could go and follow this dragon lead down to Argynvostholt, I believe is the names, or Volkswagen, whatever place it's called. Anyone have any real objections to that?
No.
No, I think
really.
I think that would be a good place to start.
Especially given that we've already spent quite some time at the camp here, and I think we really ought to be on our way.
Yes, we have much to do, and there's greater danger growing. I've heard stories of a white wolf named Blood Muzzle that can speak both common and elvish. And I've heard of more children going missing. Whatever Strahd is doing, it is deepening his reach into these lands.
That wasn't appropriate.
That felt out of place.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to do something here and I accidentally pressed the sad trombone.
That's
Sorry.
very sad. When
Sorry.
you just, my friend.
Now I don't know if Sterling was being sarcastic or serious.
He just has a series of
Oh, man.
sound bites on his chest, and he happened to lean into his beer with one of them.
That must have been it, yeah.
That's it. That's exactly it.
I've got Sirenscape installed.
That's great. That's awesome. Hilarious. All right.
But yes, Blood Muzzle and Missing Children and Strahd's Reach.
Wah, wah.
Yeah.
Wah, 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 wah.
How
Sorry,
sad.
Muskoka will stand up from the table, just push away his chair or bench, and say, "Well, we gotta go then. There's no point in more sadness being here." And he prepares to leave.
Okay.
I'm going to quickly scarf down the rest of my meal, my coffee. Let's go.
And I'm assuming I'm leaving my Vardo here for the time being, and we're
Yeah.
all going on foot. Yes.
Yeah, unless you want
It'll
to
be
park
safe because
eventually
Dimitri's coming with us.
at Old Bone
That's
Grinder.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
But for right now, it's the safest spot.
Okay.
Okay. All right. You all gather your things. You don your armors. Some of you shiny new armor, and you head out towards the north gate. As you approach the north gate, you look over and you see a number of Barovians now maybe half a dozen that are walking around the market, and they kind of look in your direction. And one child looks up at their parent, and they tug on, and they say something to the parent, and the parent nods, and they run over in your direction. And the child stops right in front of you, Sterling, and looks up for a moment. And you can see that they're getting up the urge to say something. And finally, he says, Are you the Dawnbringers? That is what they are calling you, the Dawnbringers.
If that is what they are calling us, then that is who we are.
I've never seen the sun, but my parents tell me it will come. And you will be responsible, yes.
We will do our best. With all of your help, I cannot see how we would fail.
Thank you. And he kind of turns around and he runs back to his mom.
I'll hold him. I'll say, hey, well, no, wait for a second, and I'll pull a single copper piece out of my pocket, and I'll just wink at him and go, here we go. Flick it to him in the air. Boop.
Okay.
And I just, knowing the different quests that Sterling and I have been on to retrieve children, and knowing how much they are dear to Sterling's heart, I'll just, as he is, I'll pat him on the shoulder.
Okay. All right.
When Falpher comes back, I'll ask him, what is he going to do with the copper? Why don't you give the boy a knife?
A fair question. I mean, perhaps he could bring it back to his family. They might need something. I don't know. He's trying to be nice.
I'll just shake my head and keep walking.
I turn to the others, whoever is walking beside me. Muskoka's quite moody these days. Is he going through something?
I'm not sure. He didn't really want to be woken this morning, that's for sure.
That's for sure.
And given as he hasn't really had a lot of good luck in our past circumstances, perhaps the thought of venturing on makes him a little apprehensive. I don't know. I would be.
Yes, we should keep our eyes on him, just to be sure.
All right. You make your way out of Camp Ghakis, looking behind and seeing the Vistani all waving in your direction, knowing that you're leaving happiness, protection, and hope for the future behind as you travel north towards the Svalak Road in search of Argynvostholt. It doesn't take long. You take the Svalak Road west and then south until you find a winding branch of the old Svalak Road that meanders up the forested slope of a mountain spur to the old mansion. It is perched on high ground overlooking the Svalak Woods and the Lunar River Valley. As you approach closer, you do see it's in great disrepair. An ancient building. High above the river valley juts a quiet promontory upon which looms a sepulchral mansion, its turrets capped with fairy tale cones, its towers lined with sculpted battlements. A third of the structure has collapsed, as has part of the roof, but the rest appears intact. A dark, octagonal tower rises above the surrounding architecture. Out of the fog comes a distant peal of thunder, quickly accompanied by the howling of wolves in the woods below. But the house stands silent, seeming like the fossilized remains of some long-dead thing smote upon the mountainside. What do you do?
Does it seem like anybody is around? Like outside the house?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Mm-mm. 25.
Woo! With a
Thank
25,
you, D&D Beyond.
You notice some movement on the roof, and once in a while you do notice movement across some of the windows. There definitely is inhabitants. You're not sure who, you're not sure how many. But in looking closer, you do see a statue perched outside of the mansion, just a little ways from the front gate, or from the front doors, I should say. And it appears to be some 20-25 foot tall dragon statue.
I turn to Muskoka and I say, "Hey, my friend, mind going ahead and checking?" Kidding! I will go check for us. And
there are clearly people inside and on the roof.
Oh,
Yeah.
he'll be fine. I'm gonna cast the bark skin on myself.
Okay.
Let me try something. And I'm gonna take a knee, put one hand on the ground, and then look up and cast Divine Sense.
Okay.
So if within 60 feet there's a celestial fiend or undead that's not behind total cover, I can detect it.
You do not detect anything within 60 feet.
Okay. All right.
Now, at this point, you're still some 100 feet from the mansion.
Can
Okay.
we get another look at the building? The image? Because it looked like there were some parts. There were some parts that were kind of ruined off to one side.
Yeah. So a third of the mansion. So there appears to have been towers to the right of the mansion as well, where it's broken and ruined. And just a little further from that, so that would be south of the building. So to the right, past the broken towers, is also some other structure, seemingly wooden, that has collapsed as well.
Okay. What is the statue of?
A dragon, it appears from this distance.
Okay.
Does that particular statue of that particular dragon seem particularly symbolic in any way?
Yeah, give me a history check.
Okay.
Or actually, give me a nature check, actually.
Let's see. Here we go. 22.
All right. With the 22, you recognize that it appears to be a silver dragon. You can tell by the frill on its head. And it appears to be a kind of the sculpture of an adult silver dragon.
Well, it's an adult silver dragon. Does that mean anything to any one of you?
Well, we seem to have had told us a story by, I believe it was Rictavio, who mentioned an order of knights serving a silver dragon. So that seems familiar for some reason.
Right.
We maybe should get a little closer and see what else we can determine.
Okay. As you approach, perched atop a 10-foot wide, 10-foot high cube of granite is a mossy-covered statue of a dragon, as mentioned. Its wings tucked close to its body, the statue looks east towards the mansion. So it's actually, its face is facing the front doors of the mansion.
And
again, even getting closer now, Ezmerelda, I'll use your nature check. It's a silver dragon of noble bearing, it appears. Its spiny frill cracked and broken in many places. The statue is 10 feet tall, but looks much more imposing, perched on the granite block. Currently, you're basically right at the foot of the statue, some maybe 30, 40 feet from the front door, and seemingly no action around you at all.
Does it seem like it was carved there, or is it something real that's been solidified? Like, can we tell what it is?
It's clearly a statue. There are pieces that have broken off, and you can tell that without any sort of check that it is in fact a statue.
Okay.
Well, given that silver is coming quite handy for us in Barovia, I think maybe we should keep an open mind about this dragon and the knights of it.
Why does it face the door? A statue such as this is often a ward, is it not? Should it not be facing away from the mansion?
That is peculiar, isn't it?
Very strange.
Hmm.
Do we proceed towards the building?
I think if we go any other way, it might be deemed as hostile, and I really don't think that might be the best way to go.
Let me try once more and see what I can detect. And I'll use Divine Sense again, now that we're a little closer.
Okay. Can I get a marching order for you guys, please?
I'd like to be close to the front, if not at the front.
Okay.
I'll be close behind Sterling.
Okay.
I'll be behind as well.
Dmitri. Okay.
I'll be way at the back.
Okay. And then Muskoka behind Ezmerelda?
Yeah, I guess I'll be lagging a bit behind Ezmerelda, and I want to be keeping an eye on ground floor windows and also like out towards the woods, like just keeping my head on a swivel and watching around.
Okay. All right. Okay, so you start towards the door. I'm gonna have to be off camera here as I navigate the minis here. Okay, so you're gonna. Who's going first? You said, Sterling.
Me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I believe Dmitri, and then myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to keep an eye out for anything that looks trappish.
Okay. Can you give me anything in particular, like about the door, about the grass, about what specifically?
I guess like tripwires or anything that looks like it'll drop me into a pit of spikes. I mean, I've had a bad experience in the past.
Right. Okay. Give me an investigation check as you walk, please.
Sure.
And I'm using Divine Sense again. Just
a 19.
How long does it last, Adam?
It's just like
an
instant
thing?
Yeah, kind of like an instant thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, you close your eyes and everything kind of goes dark. What does it tell you exactly about fiends, celestials, or undead?
So know the location of any celestial fiend undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover. Until the end of your next turn, you can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell or know the location. So yeah, I would know where those things are, if they're within 60 feet.
And sorry, you know number and location?
Yes.
Okay. All right. At this point, let me see. At this point, you would detect six.
It's not behind total cover. So if it's hidden,
then no, none.
Okay, thanks for that.
I meant six minus 6.
Okay.
0.
Hey Jay, I'll use a ranger spell slot to do a primeval awareness, which tells me about aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead within 1 mile. It doesn't give me the exact location. It just tells me how many.
It tells you exactly how many? Are you
location,
sure?
Oh, sorry, not location or number. Just tells me that they're there within 1 mile.
There are absolutely undead.
Okay.
But other than that, you don't sense anything else.
So I'll relate to the party quietly. There's definitely undead around here for sure.
Mm-hmm. They must be inside then, because I don't detect anything out here.
Yeah, so much for not being hostile.
How much was that investigation check again, Brandon?
19.
With a 19, as you kind of approach the top step, you do notice that there's something different about that step than there is about the rest of the stairs leading up.
Okay.
And you do imagine that it has something to do with the dragon statue facing the door.
Okay. Does it look like a panel that would press down?
Something like that. Some sort of pressure plate or something, yes.
This top step, it appears to be possibly a trigger for a trap, some sort of a pressure plate, or something of the sort. Is there something we might be able to do to keep it from depressing, or...
We could walk through the part of the building where there's no walls or doors.
The broken down part, you mean?
Yeah.
We do risk appearing to be a little more devious to those that might not be undead on the inside, but what is your instinct telling you?
That probably anything that's in there is going to want to kill us. So we can either try talking to them when we get in or killing them.
Do you think that dragon facing the house has something to do with them staying? Do you think that dragon is keeping them?
It has something to do with this
maybe?
trap, I believe.
The trap. When I turn around and look at the dragon, is its mouth open?
Yes.
I think you may be onto something. Looks like that dragon may be ready to breathe fire on us.
And just slightly open. It's not like a gape, but you can see that there is space between its jaws.
From the step before the trap step, is that within 10 feet of the door?
Well, the trapped step is only basically a 3 to 4 foot space between you and the door. It's the last step up.
Okay.
And in front of you, sorry, and just to finish the description, so in front of you is a pair of tall wooden doors with rusted iron bands and knockers shaped like small dragons. Carved into the inlet above the entrance is the word Argynvostholt.
I still have my 10-foot pole. Maybe I could knock from a distance. And if enemies were to come through, they would trip the trap, and as long as we are out of the way, then they would be harmed.
Could I just, if I just mage hand knocked on the door?
You're going to do that now?
Can we back up before you do that?
Oh, yeah, sure. No, I just meant I could do it. I wasn't going to go ahead.
Yes, we can do that.
So do we think that there might be somebody friendly that's going to open the door for us?
I hope so.
Kind of.
Okay. But don't really know.
I'll tell you what. What if I am the only one that is exposed and the rest of you are in hiding?
We won't be far off.
I just don't know if that's why don't we just go back and throw a rock at the door? If you really think somebody's going to come and be friendly.
Well, that's why I said, I'll just...
Yep. Mage,
yeah.
I think either one's a rock or a mage hand. It does not matter. Let's move back a little bit. And
well, a rock, they won't know that somebody's at the door. They're like, oh, a rock is somehow, but it sounds like an actual knock.
Yeah, one time a rock flew into my door and I didn't know what it was.
Okay.
You all move off to the side.
I'm just backing up. I'm backing up.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just backing up. I want to make sure that I'm kind of, I even want to go kind of from behind the mouth of the dragon.
Okay, so you all kind of come back around the statue?
Yeah, kind of behind the muzzle of the gun.
Okay.
Sure.
Yep.
Okay. What do you do?
I'll turn over to Ezmerelda and go yeah, mage hand, do it.
And with the mage hand, I give a thumbs up.
Yep.
And then it floats over.
Yep.
Knocks on the door.
With the knocker?
Yes,
okay.
Sure.
Rings out across kind of the expanse of the inside, and you hear it echo inside. No answer, no effect.
Your hand open the door?
Yeah. Can I attempt to?
Maybe try the other knocker?
Were there two?
Yes.
Oh, well, I'll try the other one.
Same thing.
Then I suppose I'll try to open the door with the mage hand, if I can. I don't know what the weight of the door is, but
Yep. With the mage hand, it starts to push, and there's some resistance, but ever so slightly, the door latches and opens.
Interesting. Is the music we hear from the inside of the room?
What
Hear
do you
a
do?
trombone.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast, knowing that undead might be here. I'm gonna cast protection from evil on myself, with the focus being on undead creatures.
Okay. All right. What do you do?
Just looking, what does it look like with the door open?
Yeah, so inside you see that there's a large kind of foyer chamber. It's quite dark. Anybody with dark vision?
I do.
Falpher, you see that it is a kind of ruined, cavernous main entrance foyer area. A big chamber inside.
No beings though that I can see or attack.
Not that you can see.
I'll say, does not look like there is anyone there. Surprise, surprise. I will, is there a way to sidestep this? Well, there was a trap on the ground somewhere.
Yep.
Is there a way to nimbly move by it without setting it off?
You could jump it easily enough.
Okay, I'll turn to my peers and go, I guess, I do not see anything inside. It's, I would attempt to jump over. So I will take a running jump.
Okay.
Over the trap.
All right.
And just to get to the front door, Jay.
Yep. I'm not even going to make you roll for that. It's quite easy to just hop the front.
Okay.
Just give me a second. Dwarven Forge.
Ooh.
All right.
So I'll do like this. I'll do like the SWAT team signs for like all clear, everyone move through type thing, to basically say that the room is clear.
Yep. Okay. All right.
Let's go then.
Falpher, as your feet land and you kind of take in the room, this room feels like a king's tomb. A grand staircase leads up to the stone balconies held aloft by stone pillars and arches. A tall, faded tapestry depicting a nobleman in silver armor hangs from an iron rod above the staircase landing. 4 doors lead from this foyer along the walls. Displayed on marble pedestals are 3 alabaster busts of human men. A 4th bust and its pedestal have been knocked over, and their shattered remains lie strewn across the mosaic floor. 2 chandeliers of wrought iron hang from the ceiling like monstrous black spiders.
Are they actual monstrous black spiders? Or are they like monstrous black?
They're like.
Okay.
Because I would have said they are monstrous black spiders. Roll initiative.
I just,
They were.
you know,
Yeah, I
suits
know you're
of armor.
clarifying. Yeah.
You're never quite sure in this world. So I'll look back at the party and give them the signs like it looks like it's all clear in the room, and just place myself just inside the door, but in the recesses of the dark, if that's okay, Jay.
Yep. You want to hide?
Yep.
Okay. Give me a hide check.
Okay.
Okay. I'm assuming in succession you're all going to hop the step.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll follow his lead.
But real quick before I do, I remember that Madame Eva had said, "I see a fallen house guarded by a great stone dragon. Look to the highest peak." Is there a highest peak that I can see from the stone dragon's area?
Interesting. So you do look above, and there is a tower that juts out from the center of the mansion that reaches skyward, quite a bit above the rest of the towers.
Okay, so I'll kind of whisper that back to the party as well. And when I'm within range of Falpher, I'll let him know as well.
Okay. Ezmerelda's first. We'll just go in order. Sterling, Dmitri, and then Muskoka in behind.
I rolled in.
And how dark is it in there?
There's light now coming through the door, and it appears also that there are cracks in the walls and rubble kind of strewn here and there, which is also letting light in. So it's dimly lit. Very, very dim, though. Almost black.
21 on that stealth check.
Okay. You all wonder where Falpher went.
So how hard is it to see then without dark vision?
You can see.
Okay.
But just barely.
Okay.
Could I take a closer look at those statues? Is there like a plaque? Do I recognize who any of these people are?
It just seems like a number of male humans, all different.
Okay.
And there are three, sorry, just so you know, there are 3 sets of stairs that lead up, one on each wall. There are 2 doors on this side here, and there is a door on this side here. Above here, it looks like a lot of this wall has crumbled into this area here. There's also a door at the back, and the stairs lead up to kind of a hallway here and a hallway here.
Seeing as Dmitri just called out for me in the dark, I'll just say, Dmitri, I'm over here.
And you jump because he's literally standing right beside you in the dark, and you didn't see him.
How did you do that?
Sorry.
Is there an obvious first direction we can go towards?
Sterling just mentioned that there was this central tower that the dragon was looking at from some speech that Madame Eve gave us. I'm sure perhaps whatever we are looking for might be found in said tower.
Yes, I guess there's maybe no reason to be whispering yet.
I mean, we saw some movement inside the building for sure.
Right.
They probably saw us coming. They would assume we're in here.
We did knock.
Yes, we did.
Twice.
But we did not set up any traps.
Yeah,
Well,
I think
which-
the knocking might have given it away though.
But which one of these stairways do you think would lead us to that tower?
Do we get a sense for that, Jay?
You know that the tower is further to the back of the building, so maybe the stairs out in front.
Yeah. So I would
keep an eye out for traps though. If that front door was trapped, there's probably more in here.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So so who then is going to go up those stairs back there?
I will. I will go first.
Okay.
You're getting brave, my boy.
Same
I'll
marching
follow.
order for everyone?
Oh, we can keep the same one maybe.
Okay.
Yep.
Instead of...
Yeah, I'll stay at the back again.
Do you want a new investigation?
Sorry, does somebody want to investigate?
Oh, well, just keeping an eye out for traps still.
Yep. You can give me an investigation check of the foyer.
Okay, that's 14.
Nothing of note that I haven't already mentioned.
Okay.
Though, Dmitri, as you pass through this foyer, you see a great shadow with wings that passes on your peripheral vision across the wall, and it disappears. And you distinctly hear the flapping of wings
He's the only one who hears this?
and a low hiss.
Did you see that?
No one else saw it.
See what?
The shadow against the wall, and tell me you can't hear that too. The wings and the hiss. Is it just me? Am I going mad?
I didn't observe any of that, but we should be wary.
I'm going to just quietly to myself cast Divine Sense.
Okay. Same thing. There is definitely a presence of undead. Oh no, you don't sense anything. Sorry, because there's they're all no. But you do know that there is a presence of undead here, but there aren't any in the vicinity.
So
Something fishy.
So when I did my check earlier, Jay, it was undead only that I sensed, right?
Yes.
Okay. And I would have sensed all the other types if they were. Yeah. Okay. So we know that.
You safely make your way across the foyer to the stairs, and you start up the stairs. And at the top of the stairs, you find yourselves, Sterling, you find yourself, one moment please. You find yourself at a switchback of stairs that lead up to the left. And you see the back of a chair that looks out over a balcony into an expanse of a room below. What do you do?
I want to check it out. I'm going to telescope out the 10-foot pole and kind of like tap along just to make sure there's nothing that's going to make all of us die.
Okay. All right. You don't find anything, and you make it to the back of the chair. Do you come up onto the balcony?
I feel like that's a loaded question, Jay. I come in full view of all the archers.
No.
Can we continue behind him, though, so that he's not alone up there?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Thanks, Muskoka.
you all make your way up the stairs.
Well, nobody likes to die alone.
Nobody likes to die alone. We've learned from our mistakes.
Yeah. All right. As you kind of carefully approach that balcony, one moment, please.
Oh, causing all kinds of trouble in there, Sterling.
Cracked wooden pillars support a wooden U-shaped balcony that overhangs this stone-walled chapel. Narrow archways lead to spiral staircases that curl up to the balcony, and a door set into the north wall has a wooden beam barring it. At the east end of the chapel rests a stone altar flanked by iron candelabras. The altar is carved with a rising sun bas-relief. Tall, arching windows set with panels of stained glass decorate the walls behind the altar. One of the windows has been shattered, covering the chapel floor with shards of colored glass and allowing thick fog to enter and fill the room. Through the fog, you see 3 armored figures kneeling before the altar.
Alive or statues? Oh, I'm not there yet. Never mind.
But I'll describe the scene.
Yep.
Can I tell if they're alive or statues?
Give me a perception check.
15.
With a 15, they seem to be moving, even though ever so slightly.
Okay, they seem to be moving. Slightly.
And they seem to be armored, and they're kneeling with swords kind of in front of them, as if they're praying at the altar.
Are they like the one that we saw in the death house?
Which one's that?
Well, I think there was more of a living suit of armor, but I think it was kind of like a
No, that was
construct,
full
right?
plate. They seem to be wearing less armor than that.
I see.
But are they dressed or look similar to the statues we saw downstairs, I'm assuming?
No, not similar at all. These look like they're dressed somewhat like knights. They have chainmail kind of hoods pulled up over their heads. They're wearing tabards, which are worn and old and dirty, ripped, and chainmail armor, kind of from shoulder to to boot.
They are bowed before an altar to the Sun Lord. Could that not be seen as a good sign?
I mean, it must be safe to go speak to them.
Let's maybe do it from up here. I'd like to walk towards the balcony. Okay. And I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for either Ezmerelda or Sterling to address them.
Okay.
I don't know if it's appropriate to hold an action at this point, but if they turn, say with bows drawn,
well, yeah,
I think this would be an appropriate place to use wind wall.
Okay. You don't. So as you approach the balcony, you don't currently see that they're armed with any sort of bows or anything that can shoot range attacks, but.
Well, I just want to be prepared, Jay. You never know what's going to happen.
You know.
So yeah. I'm ready to do that, and I'll let one of them address these three.
Okay, so
I'm going to maintain my outward look from the back of the line, Jay, just to make sure that no one follows us up the stairs or kind of is attempting, just given what Dmitri told us about flapping wings and shadowy figures.
So you're watching your backs.
Yeah,
your backs.
basically.
Okay.
Mm. But perhaps the person among us who's wearing the holy symbol of Ravenkind might go approach.
I look down and I am reminded that the new plate armor I have has the symbol of Ravenkind, the symbol of the holy symbol of Ravenkind.
So
engraved.
did they engrave just the symbol so that the symbol? Yeah. And where's the symbol currently? Where are you wearing it currently?
Around my neck.
Around your neck. Okay.
Yeah, and so I'll say, right, that's a good idea. I'll enter, and I will say, hello, friend.
Okay. As you say hello, friend, it echoes across the open chasm of the chapel. No response.
I'll whisper to the front. Remember, I could only tell if there's undead in here.
Do you sense undead?
Yes, only undead. No dragons, no fays, no fiends, no constructs, nothing else.
Does anyone know if the Morning Lord would have undead servants?
It would seem very odd.
Very odd.
Is this altar within 30 feet of us from the edge of the balcony?
Yeah.
So I will detect evil and good,
okay,
which lets me know if there's an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet. I can also know if there is a place or object within 30 feet that has been magically consecrated or desecrated.
Okay. The area of the chapel, you get the sense of consecration. This is holy land. But you get this faint, dark, almost putrid, rotting aura around these three, signifying them as undead.
I'll relay that. This place is holy, but those three are undead.
Strange.
Okay, don't you think that's weird, though?
So strange. Yes.
Well,
Do
if
you think
they're
that the Morning Lord could have undead serving him?
undead, then they need to be dealt with. And with that, I'm gonna step up and swing with my longsword at the closest one.
Okay, so you're up. Currently, you're up on the balcony. There's some 30 feet down and across the chapel.
Oh, so I'm not even, I see.
Yeah, so you wouldn't be able to reach them just yet. You'd have to either climb down the balcony or go from the doorway. You do see that on the balcony, you do see that there's a door to the chapel below. in that area.
Okay.
They need to be dealt with. And I'll turn and I'll come down and try to discern where that entrance would be to get inside.
Okay.
I'd like to grab him before he goes by.
Okay.
And say, we don't know anything about this place. There is good and evil mixed all the time. You don't know if these will help us or not. I'm all for killing undead, but let's find out first where their alignment is.
I agree with Muskoka. We need not pick a fight where none has already begun.
Has there
That's why we
ever
knocked
been
on the door.
Has there ever been an undead who has tried to help us yet?
No, but we don't know where others are. We could be surrounded and ambushed. We're here to obtain this journal. Should we not be looking for that? We don't need to find a fight.
I suppose prudence would dictate that we be in and out quickly without too much fuss.
Did we find the tower?
Ezmerelda, what is it that you wanted to say?
Nothing. I'm just a bit torn between destroying all the undead that I see, but also we do need to retrieve this item, and I wouldn't want to put anybody in danger or myself in danger for that.
Falpher,
But I
you hear
can't help.
creaking at the top of the steps to your left.
I signal to everyone, shh, quiet. Am I able to determine what it is, Jay?
Perception check.
Yes, indeed. Perception is 16.
It sounds like footsteps. Humanoid footsteps.
I hear footsteps. Humanoid footsteps.
What is the gate like? Does it sound undead or does it sound cognizant?
Let me listen further. Does it sound undead?
It wasn't shambling. There wasn't any sort of drag or anything to it that would denote zombie or something mindless.
Sounds... The footsteps sound intelligent to me.
Well, it
Perhaps
doesn't
I
mean
should
that we
go... Sorry.
I just was going to say, it doesn't mean that we shouldn't be cautious.
Of course.
May even be more reason to be wary.
I agree.
Exactly.
So, can I perceive where in relation to me the sound came from, Jay?
So you are at the foot of those stairs there. So just to your right. So if you're looking down back into the foyer, so up those stairs to your right is where it came from on the next landing.
Okay, so I can tell it came from another set of stairs from within whatever
Upstairs.
room.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's also a door here. So there's a door here, obviously, and then there's steps leading up.
We should probably make haste. Either we kill these three undead and we move on so that they are not here to barricade us when we leave, or we simply move up as quickly as we can to the tower and find a way out quickly.
Then we keep moving, keep going up.
I say we go up.
Yeah, I would have to agree.
I say we go up.
I will go first, in case this is more foe than friend.
Right behind you.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll telescope the pole down, and I'll have a hand on my magical longsword on the hilt, with shield up.
Okay. You make it to the top of the stairs.
And as we get closer to the top of the stairs, because the steps were at the top of the stairs.
Sorry, the steps were on the landing at the top of the stairs. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll kind of announce my presence.
Yep.
Softly.
Yep.
Just to say,
if your friend speaks so.
No answer.
All right, I'll tighten my grip on the hilt.
Okay.
And continue stepping forward slowly, also being aware of traps if possible.
Okay. I'll give me another investigation check for the 3rd floor.
Sure. That's a 4.
Same marching order?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. As you make it up to the top of the stairs, you see that you are now at another landing. There is a doorway to your right. You can see that little opening with a door that no longer exists. It's been broken off its hinges. And there is a door to your left. And that's all you see. Oh, no, I'm lying. Sorry, I'm lying. That is not true.
Harder for us when you lie to us, Jay.
No, I know. There's also a door behind you here, Dmitri. I'm not going to put that up yet until.
But is there? Like, how do we know?
Yeah, you're so deceptive, Jay.
Listen. Listen, all right? This is Barovia. It's a different ballgame here.
Everything construct.
Are we still on the way to the peak that we wanted to get to?
You're moving up.
Tower. But do we, like, spatial sense, do we feel like we're in the kind of going the right way?
Yes-ish. I mean, you're moving upwards. You know, it was central. You're kind of moving up the center column of the mansion at this point.
Yeah. Okay. That's okay. Would I imagine that based on construction and architecture of this sort, that would be a bedroom up there that might have a journal in it?
Sorry, a bedroom where? I'm not sure what you mean. Up in the tower?
Like at the top, up in the tower, like, you know, like maybe
history
Strahd was
check?
Rapunzel once upon a time.
Yeah, history check.
3.
You have no idea.
All right. Cool.
You don't know much about castles.
All right. I think we're going the right way, but I see no figures. Perhaps they're invisible. Does anyone have a way to see magically obscured creatures?
I can see 60 feet in the dark.
Yep.
So how far back am I, Jay, from where they are?
So you're at the bottom of the stairs. The rest of them are coming up the stairs.
Okay.
So you can basically see up into this room, but this is a small room. It's like 20 by 20 or so. Again, door here, doorway with a broken door here, and then a door behind Dmitri going the opposite direction.
Okay. Is there anything that followed us towards where we were heading while exiting that lounge room?
No.
Okay.
Quiet behind you. What do you do?
Can we listen at the doors? The
Yep.
closed doors, just listen through them.
Okay, so Muskoka comes up. Which door do you want to listen to at first?
The one to my right, that was closest.
The doorway or the closed door?
Whichever closed door was closest.
Okay. So as soon as you come up the stairs, the closest one is the one right behind you.
Yeah.
Give me a perception check, please.
$18.
Okay. With an 18, you hear the distinct sound of wind passing through.
Yeah. Is there a keyhole? like an opening that I can look through?
It's not locked. It's just there's just a latch and a handle.
Huh.
I'm assuming everybody's making their way up to this landing?
Yes.
Yes.
Can I put my ear to the door that's behind me?
That's the one that Muskoka just listened at.
Yeah, okay.
There's also one to the
I
right.
hear wind.
Could it be leading outside?
Maybe to the broken portion?
Should we check?
We're on the second level now. We're on the third level.
Third.
How
It's a
tall was
castle. Maybe it's just drafty.
open windows? Did we get a sense of how many stories tall that tower was?
3 stories.
So we're at the top?
Yeah, you're at the top floor of the mansion.
Okay.
Well, Should I try one of these doors?
We gotta... Yeah, we need a method at this point.
Perhaps, maybe just to get a sense of where we are, we should look through this one that has sounds like it might be an exterior door.
Well, we saw people on the roof, right?
You saw
Do we
some
want to
movement on
alert
the roof.
them?
Yes.
Or
I did see some on the roof, yes.
maybe we check the interior rooms first. I doubt that they would store the journal on the roof.
I think you're right. Shall I go in? Okay. So I'll begin unlatching the door slowly.
The one to your left or the one behind you?
The one that leads internally. The one that seems like it's probably like a...
Not where the wind was
internal
coming
leading
from.
I guess
Yeah,
so.
yeah, okay. Yeah, it's this one.
Yeah.
This one here.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that one.
All right. So you begin to unlatch it, and it opens.
Okay.
And inside. 1 second, please. One sec.
I just realized I had my Ezmerelda mini nearby.
Oh, nice. Ah. Here we go. All right. This room is a haven for dust and cobwebs. 3 narrow windows allow slivers of light to illuminate bare oak shelves along the walls and a torn padded chair lying on its side near a cavernous hearth. A picture of the mantle has been slashed, its lower half hanging down below the frame like a torn piece of flesh. An iron door set in the south corner of the west wall hangs open on one hinge. And so there is a door on this end that hangs open.
Does it look like decay, or was there some sort of a kerfuffle in this room?
Seems like there's a kerfuffle. Give me an investigation check.
Okay. Six.
With a 6, it doesn't take much to tell that there was some sort of battle that occurred in this place. You see lots of slash marks, broken things, not just from time, but actual damage that was done. This slash looks like it may have been done by a blade.
Okay, so I'll relay that back to the party. And I will say,
We had heard steps before. If you are in this room, know that we are entering as friends. As friends in the name of the Morning Lord.
and so I'll step forward into the room.
Okay. You step forward into the room, and as you do, we're going to take a short break. How fun! Awesome. Thank you for everyone watching so far. If you've liked what you've seen so far, of course, consider hitting that little bell icon and subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Twitch. We are going to now. We weren't going to do this giveaway earlier because we didn't have our bot working in our chat, but now we do. So thanks to D&D Beyond for powering us, of course, and because of that, we are giving away a pre-order to Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. That is a pre-order code that you can actually use, and it'll pre-order you for when it releases in May. We're very excited about it. It's all about our own little world and what we're able to do in it, and we're excited to add that to the Into the Mist campaign. It's very exciting. So all you have to do in the chat is write Ravenloft, one word, and not... What's that? Only on YouTube. That is not on Twitch. Remember, giveaways are only on YouTube, so only in the YouTube chat, write Ravenloft, and you will be entered. More than once, you will be disqualified, and we will draw, I'm going to say at the end of the session, just so you have some time to be able to take advantage of that. Remember that we are giving away the Curse of Strahd Legendary Box tonight from Beetle and Grimm. It's an amazing Legendary Edition, massive box, campaign box. And we are very excited to be able to do that and are partnered with Beetle and Grimm as their main title, one of our main title sponsors. In order to do that, all you have to do is go to our Patreon, become a patron at any of the levels. At each character level that you join at will give you an entry into the draw. So if you join at a higher level that gives you a higher base level for your character, you will get more entries as it compares to what that tier is. As well, make sure that you tie or link your Discord to your Patreon by following the link that is sent to you in that email. You still have the rest of this session to do that, and then we will do a draw at the end of the session for the winner of this awesome, incredible box. Thanks to Matt Lillard and the wonderful folks at Beetle and Groom for that. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. It's going to be really quick because we got lots more to go. See you soon.
Welcome to Dwarven Forge. This is everything you need to know about our terrain in 60 seconds. Ready? Let's go. We hand sculpt our pieces for maximum detail and artistry, infusing passion into every millimeter of our work. Everything is available beautifully hand painted so you can start playing right away. Or you can choose unpainted to paint everything yourself. Our pieces are completely modular so you can use the same sets to create a new adventure every time. Most pieces have embedded anchor magnets that affix to our terrain trays for secure building, and for revealing rooms as your players discover them. We create everything out of Dwarvenite, our top secret PVC formula that's nearly indestructible. We pack our pieces with as many features as possible, such as swappable LEDs to quickly change the look of your scene. We offer magnetic accessories to add flavor or increase the danger. A 1-inch tactical grid is sculpted into our floors, hidden in dungeon flagstones, natural rocks, or sticks and plants. In addition to sculpted pieces, we make terrain trays to use as a vibrant graphic base for your build. We offer a range of environments, including dungeons, caverns, cities, castles, sewers, forests, mountains, streets, burrows, ice, and hellscape. And that's just the beginning. We have a passionate fan base who can tell you all about it. And that's everything you need to know about Dwarven Forge in 60 seconds.
The games we play are the stories we create.
The fortress doors swing open,
Every story is unique.
and the sound of war drums rises.
Sometimes our stories come to us when we least expect them. We need to be ready no matter where inspiration strikes. And sometimes our stories are told over great distances. No matter where your journey leads you or how your story is told. The games we play are the stories we create. Sirenscape can help make yours epic.
Sirenscape is searchable, fast, and customizable from any device with no need to pre-install any sound. Adding epic atmosphere to your game has never been easier.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Make sure again to enter Ravenloft into the YouTube chat for a chance to win a pre-order version, or not a pre-order version, but to get pre-ordered or to pre-order. Does that make sense? The Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. As well, you can join our Patreon and then link it to Discord for a chance to win the Curse of Strahd Legendary Box today. We're taking entries until the end of the session. Information is in the chat. Sterling, you have entered what looks to be a study. What do you do?
I'm going to look for anything that looks journal-esque.
Journal-esque. Give me an investigation check, please.
I'm good at these.
Really?
14.
All right. There is basically just scat, and this is the case that you've seen throughout this entire mansion. Seemingly hundreds of years old. There's one sole remaining volume that lies on the floor behind an overturned chair. The title on the cover of it is "Oath," the Oath Celestial. It's been partially burned, and its cover has been slashed by a sword. It appears. Do you pick it up?
Yeah, assuming that it's not like connected to the death mechanism.
It's you die instantly. Leafing through the crumbling book reveals that it is a devotional text from knights from a place called the Holy Empire of Valentia. Most of the knights who joined Argynvostholt seem to have come from there.
Okay, I'll describe that to Dmitri.
Is this something of interest to you?
Let me see. Yes, I would like to go through this. I'll take it and I'll tuck it away.
Okay. There were no other books of note or.
No, but as you kind of hit the kind of the middle part of the room, you hear the soft flapping sound of wings, but can't discern its origin. As a single piece of parchment blows off the top of the bookshelf and spirals lazily in the air and lands gently at your feet.
All right, I'll bite. I'll pick that up and I'll say, "I've heard the flapping of wings." What does it say?
All right. It appears to be a sheet of parchment from a journal of sorts. And it says, "My knights have fallen and this land is lost. The armies of my enemy will not be stopped by sword or spell, claw or fang. Today I will die, not avenging those who have fallen, but defending that which I love, this valley, this home, and the ideals of the Order of the Silver Dragon. The evil surrounds me. The time has come to throw off this guise and show these heathens my true fearsome form. Let it spark terror in their hearts. Let them tell their stories of dark triumph against the protector of the Balanok Mountains. Let Argynvostholt be remembered as a dragon of honor and valor. My one regret is that my remains will not lie in their rightful place, in the hallowed mausoleum of Argynvostholt. No doubt my bones will be scattered among my enemies like the coins of a plundered hoard, trophies of a hard-won victory. I do not fear death, though my body will die, my spirit will live on. Let it serve as a beacon of light against the darkness. Let it bring hope to a land wrought with despair. Now to battle." Signed with an A.
Oh. I'm blanking on the name, but this sounds like the bones of what's his face that we used to help protect Irina. Potentially. But yeah, I read it aloud to the group.
So what do you all make of this?
Now we know that Argynvostholt is the dragon that's watching outside.
But it also mentions that neither sword nor spell will end Strahd's reign.
Yes.
Did you say you had flapping just a second ago, Sterling?
Yes, I did, before this fell.
Yes, I heard it downstairs. I think we may be being watched.
Do you think whatever is flapping is also helping us?
Could be.
Possible. Is that what caused you to stumble across that parchment?
Well, it seemed that it flapped and then the parchment fell.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Could it be the spirit of Argynvostholt leading?
If we can confirm that, then perhaps there's more to find, and it could lead us, yes.
Where
So
did the
it-
parchment fall from?
Atop the bookshelf.
Do you suppose there's more? There's more papers up there?
It's a fair question.
Possible.
I'm 7 feet tall. Can I see without stepping on my tippy toes?
Just dust at the top of the
Okay.
on top of the bookshelf. Nothing else.
I'm gonna open the journal you had given me, and does it fit in here?
No, it doesn't seem to be from this. Seems to be from a journal. What you're holding is a book.
Okay.
Are there any drawers, any desks with drawers in this room?
Give me an investigation check.
Okay. Dirty 20.
Anything that was of like value has been destroyed in this room, and no longer really exists.
And there's an iron door hanging on a hinge, right?
Yes, that leads into the next room.
So the letter said.
And
This-
as you
this-
and as you turn your gaze towards that door, you hear a creak in that door.
Okay.
So this journal entry said that Strahd cannot be defeated by a sword.
Or spell.
Is that or spell? But
Claw or
and yet he signed off to battle.
I
But he
think,
also said he knew he would die.
yes, I believe he meant whoever wrote this note believed that their final battle would be in death.
I see.
Yes. A glorious end.
It's a daunting letter because it says that the armies of his enemies will not be stopped by sword or by spell, by clang, by claw or by fang, or by clang or by flaw.
Did you guys happen to hear that there was a noise outside the door? Why are you talking so much?
There was a creaking, but whatever may be there knows we're here already. I'll take a step toward the iron door.
Okay.
Still shield up, hand on hilt.
Okay. As you kind of come around the corner in the doorway, through the dust and cobwebs, you see a faded war banner adorning the walls of a spacious chamber, in the center of which stands a heavy wooden table. An iron chandelier hangs above the table, which is surrounded by 6 high-backed chairs with wood-carved dragons perched atop them. Slumped in 5 of the chairs are skeletal humans in tattered chainmail. As you kind of step in around that doorway, the corpses lift their heads and tilt in your direction. At this point, I'd like to invite our mystery guest for the evening to join us on stream.
Okay. My head.
What?
My
Sorry.
slightly, and
I'd like to welcome Omega Jones, also known as the Critical Bard.
Whoa. Hey.
As you step in, he turns to you and he speaks.
Why have you come to Argynvostholt?
We were led to believe that we may find a weapon against Strahd here, or at least information to fight him.
And who do I have the pleasure of speaking to?
I am Sterling.
And I'll gesture to the others to introduce themselves.
I am Dmitri.
I am Ezmerelda.
I'm Muskoka from Eberron.
My name is Falpher. Nice to make your acquaintance now. Who, might we ask, are you? Strange one.
In life, I was known as Sir Godfrey Gwillem. And you say you have come for what?
Information in the fight against Strahd.
What do you have against him?
He has destroyed these lands. The people lie in fear and servitude to a dark master. We wish to end that reign. Return the sun to these lands. For it has not risen in a long time.
He, eyes each and every one of you, trying to take in your presence. And you believe the five of you could do such a thing when he who I devoted myself to could not.
We believe that the united strength of all the men and women here can end his reign.
Muskoka will step forward, kind of pushing his way through, and say, like you, we know that you must do the right thing, even when it seems impossible. You can still help us to do the right thing.
None of us believe that any one person can destroy him. It will take all of us.
And how exactly do you think we can do that?
We have been gathering the means by which we could increase our strength. And the things such as this, and I hold up the holy symbol of Ravenkind.
He eyes it and looks at it. Indifference, maybe?
Give me a religion check.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
I'm like, who you asking?
Yeah.
Okay. 21.
Yeah, with a 21, you've heard of this legendary item, the holy symbol of Ravenkind, a symbol of the Morning Lord, and one of said items that could potentially bring destruction to Strahd.
You see this man stand up, or attempt to stand up. Not necessarily brittle, but definitely worn, for lack of a better word. And eye it. How did you come across something such as that?
Found it.
With great difficulty.
Right. With difficulty.
I believe the Morning Lord guides us. For what it's worth to you.
And you say you seek something within these halls.
Yes, we were led here to follow some clues from a friend we found along the way. Her name is Madame Eva, and she sent us in your direction. There is something within the tower, perhaps the top of the tower, upon which Argynvostholt himself is peering, that you might reveal to us, maybe.
She had said knowledge of the ancient will help us to better understand our enemy. And that we would find that knowledge here.
She must be referring to the beacon.
Beacon, what is it?
And you see his eyes like travel as if he's looking up at the tower that's at the top of this place. I am unsure, but I know it may be useful. But there is no way for you to light the beacon unless
how would we accomplish it then? Do you know what to do?
there is the skull of Argynvostholt. If it is returned here, perhaps the beacon will be lit, can be lit.
Here as in this room? Or to this building?
In the mausoleum.
Could you
Where
give
did
us
where did the last battle happen? Where can we find it?
I know only that the skull is in the ruins of Berez.
And how will we know which skull is which when we get there?
I may have age upon my side, but I am sure you can discern the difference between the skull of a human and the skull of a dragon.
Several times bigger.
Yeah, that would be an indicator, yes.
You see him like stuck on something. He's trying to pull back a memory or something that was just mentioned. You say, you seek knowledge to fight Strahd.
Yes, we've been led to believe there may even be a journal of his here.
I know where that journal might be. It is you will not be able to get it without a fight, a battle, the one who holds the tome is blinded by rage, immense zeal, hatred.
Hatred for what?
Strahd, this failure the need for revenge, the need to make things right, and the need for destruction.
And if we also stand against Strahd, can we not speak with this individual and reason?
Reason has left. The only thing that remains, the only feeling they care for is revenge. But they no longer know friend versus foe.
Sir Godfrey, perhaps you and your compatriots would be willing to join a fight alongside of us?
You see him take a step back.
I cannot. I cannot confront him. I swore an oath.
Surely the one who did this to you, ended this battle, made you and everyone who you are fighting beside come to their end, you would be willing to find retribution against? No?
There is nothing more I want than the destruction of he who destroyed the one I took an oath to.
Argynvostholt.
But the battle is not with him. The battle is with Vladimir.
Vladimir?
Vladimir, Horn God. He who was the greatest of us all. He who once felt, who once smiled, who once loved. He does not know what he does now. He does not remember. He is who has the book.
Yes.
Where is he? Where does he keep it? Where can we find him?
And you know, Godfrey, that literally the door that leads out of this chamber leads to the audience hall where he sits. For centuries he has sat.
He doesn't speak, he just looks at the door. And
here?
This one.
He nods.
And you can't come with us and help us with one more battle to stop all the madness? You gave your life, but I gave my life too. And you can't come through this door to help us? To stop Strahd?
I cannot fight him.
Because your oath is to him. Is that why?
In many ways. Many different ways. And though he is old, decrepit, there's a sense of longing upon his face. Like that of someone who has lost a love.
Well, my dear knight, certainly you deserve your rest. We must go and face this foe without you, it seems. Any other encouraging words as you send us on our way?
He does not fear death. None of us do. He does not know what he does.
Is death what you're waiting for? What you've both been waiting for?
If death is the end, then yes. But I want us to be free.
We want us all to be free as well.
Hey, Jason, do we see anything among the other skeletons? Were they wearing special armor? Did they have any kind of special weaponry or anything like that?
Yeah. Give me an insight check, actually.
Okay. That would be that's a 13.
With the 13, they're wearing similar armor to the ones that are in the chapel. You see that Sir Godfrey's armor is different. He's dressed almost like he's a rank above. But they wear chainmail, tabards, almost like the day they died. Some of them at varying levels of decay, but they're not skeletal necessarily. Some of them are actually like have tight, almost like petrified skin. Pulled tight against their skulls, but they just stare in your direction. No words, no breath. It reminds you somewhat of Oral and the way he held himself. And being kind of a master of the undead and having an understanding of undead, you imagine that perhaps these were made the same way or hold the same abilities or structure, that they were brought back to this world in some way. Just understanding what he's telling you and what he's coming across as.
Yep. One of my friends, that door seems to be our fate.
It does.
Yes.
Have you advice in this coming battle?
He's staring at Muskoka. You said you have died and returned. How did that feel?
Nightmare. Like a nightmare that knew no end of time. That just woke up into another nightmare.
And now that you have returned, what will you do personally? Why do you fight?
Because there's no other hope. The choice is to die again and make no difference, or to die again fighting for change, to free the people of this land. I will die again. That's the certainty. What I do with what time I have, that's my choice.
And just listening to Muskoka from the side, Falford You could tell his eyes are glistening a little bit, becoming wet.
If you go in that room, you will lose. And then you will lose again. And then you will lose once more.
We have nothing to lose.
I will go with you. Not there. Not first. You will not get that tome until we retrieve the skull. For the skull will light the beacon, and that will free us.
And once the beacon is lit and you are free, then we will be able to get the tome.
Yes. Even if I have to claw it from his hands myself.
Ah! This is great! Well,
I would not celebrate just yet.
Sorry, my timing is not great all the time.
We have to go to Perez, where the skull is kept by a creature of ancient evil, older than I. Someone named Baba Lasaga.
Ezmerelda, can you give me a history check?
Sure.
With advantage, please.
Okay.
Can I
22.
Godfrey, is there a way to help you? How do I bring you peace?
The light of the beacon will bring me peace. Seeing my love, Vladimir, at rest will bring me peace. I have been hoping someone competent, anyone who shows themselves to have the same fire who I took an oath to had, would come through these halls. And after years, it seems that finally has happened.
I cannot make promises, but we will tell you one thing. We'll tell you one thing about my friends here. They and I are committed to making sure that Strahd does not get away with the kind of evils he is known for. That is for sure.
And just know that we don't fight arrogantly. We've fought many battles that we thought we would not see another day, but we've made it. We've made it our life's purpose.
What was that roll, Ezmerelda?
Is it 22, I believe? Yeah.
With the 22, you remember and recall the notes in some of Van Richten's journals. Speaking of Baba Lasaga, she is an ancient being, perhaps even older than Strahd himself, who lives in and amongst the ruins of Berez. Berez being a town that was destroyed by the will of Strahd a long time ago.
I have heard of the woman you speak of. And there are not many who live today that have seen or have lived in the time of Strahd before everything was destroyed. But perhaps she, perhaps only she, will know something that can help us.
It's also believed that the tale or the lore is that she may have actually been his nursemaid.
Believe it or not, as strange as it may seem that anybody would care for him in such a manner, but it seems as though it is rumored that she has even been his nursemaid at one time.
It's strange to think of Strahd as a needy child.
If anyone, she must have seen things that no one here would dream of. She must know something. And I only hope that she would be willing to help us.
I don't know much about her. But I do not believe words will be her first attempt. She may in her own ego reveal. But this is not a trek to interrogate. You will need all the power you have, and I will help. It is the only way we will get the skull.
And perhaps we should not delay.
Yes. Perhaps we should make haste.
Thank you, Sir Godfrey.
How do we protect you on this journey? You are clearly in, well, I mean, I guess you're among your own kind in Barovia. But if there's anything we can do for you, just let us know and we will do it.
Out of curiosity,
yeah,
to Godfrey, who looks like they are the most frail?
Huh?
Give me three of them here.
Yeah.
The cast.
Yeah, insight check.
Okay. That is a 15.
With a 15, I would say, just because he's small in stature, Falpher, seemingly sometimes using humor to come out of a situation, and his wits. I would say Muskoka, probably emotionally more so, but you do see a essence that exists within Muskoka. There's a strength that glimmers, but a lot of that strength has potentially, some of that strength has faded. Ezmerelda, from your view, from her countenance, appears to be of a somewhat elevated stature from a adept or ability and prowess. Sterling, there is a strength about him. Dmitri, though carrying himself with purpose and obviously some sort of holy retribution on the mind, is broken, and you see cracks in his essence.
You see Godfrey look over at one of the knights that are with him. He just eyes him for a second, then looks back at the three. Well, looks at all of you, but his eyes rest on Falpher, Muskoka, and lands on Dmitri. Do not worry. I know how to protect. And he raises his hand, and you see a light glimmer. And as he closes in, there's almost a sound, not necessarily of a dragon, but you hear like the soft hiss in the wind as the three of you have aid.
Can you just read that spell for their benefit?
Of course. Of the three creatures within a range, your hit point maximum and current hit points increase by 5 for the duration for the next 8 hours.
Wow, awesome. I feel taller all of a sudden, and I kind of stand up, lift my shoulders, and kind of get to the top edge of my heels, and say, "Thank you, Mr. Godfrey."
I didn't expect such light to come from you. Thank you.
I was once like them. Those who are stuck, unmoving on, knowing of what they do. None more so than Vladimir, but perhaps it was fate that allowed me to remember what I once had. And now I am here to right what has been wronged and bring light back to Argynvostholt.
Yes, perhaps fate and hope are not so different.
Then let's be off.
All right. The rest of the knights in the room, as soon as kind of Godfrey stands up and he starts to make his way towards the door, they all kind of slump back in their chairs and look back down at the table. What do you do?
Yeah, I mean, evidently we can't go through that door and try to get the tome.
Well, you can do whatever you like.
Should we be off to Berez then?
Should
Yes.
we try to get any more help? Should we stop by Camp Ghakis and see who can join us?
That is not a bad idea. It's only an hour walk away, or an hour travel.
What is this, Ghakis?
There are friends of ours, enemies of Strahd, who are surviving in the woods.
We do not fight alone.
It is a camp nearby. They have come to our aid before, and we wouldn't have been able to fight the battles that we have fought and won without their help.
We are but the tip of the iceberg.
Much of our strength comes from their support.
If you believe this Ghakis will be of use, then so be it.
It's a very good idea, Muskoka. Very good. We will need all the help we can get.
We should go and see if they'll give us their strongest warriors,
Recruit.
so we can have our best chance at retrieving the skull and bringing peace. And then we can fight to retrieve the tome.
DM, quick question.
Yeah.
Has Godfrey ever left Argynvostholt?
No. The knights have. They've gone out and tried to exact vengeance. Eventually, after failing, after dying, and their soul and not being able to leave Barovia and just getting reincarnated over and over again, that is what finally broke Vladimir. And so now the order just stays where they are. And that's been for centuries now. Some 200 years.
This is awesome.
You can tell there's a little bit of apprehension to go anywhere else other than Perez because he's ready to get this done. He's been ready for a long periodically time now, but he will do what is necessary because there is a belief that he needs to have with this group. So he is silent and watching.
This is the farthest from home I've ever been.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Okay.
Apparition, apprehension.
What's that?
Apparition, apprehension.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
I will say before, I don't know if they're doing anything else, but before we leave the room, at least before we head out, Godfrey will look back at those sitting down and just whisper, "Watch over my love for me. I'll be back soon." And he'll grab his sword, make sure it's sheathed, and we'll begin to walk with him.
All right. Godfrey leads you out the door, through the study, down the stairs, the first flight of stairs, and then you begin to pass the balcony of the chapel, and the three figures that were at the altar are no longer there. And as you turn the corner and you begin to come down the other steps, you see the three figures standing at the bottom of the stairs.
I'll look to Godfrey for some sort of signal. I mean, they're living here together. He's going to know if they're friendly or not.
And I am aware of some of the blind hatred that some of these folk have.
Yes, and you know that these specific revenants serve Vladimir, and his rage and his hatred have twisted them. As one of them in the center kind of tilts his head up in your direction, he says, "You will not leave this place." That is where we're going to end the session for this evening.
Oh, I have so many questions. Will we not leave it tonight? Will we not ever leave it?
Thank you, everyone, for watching. Oh, we've lost Omega. We'll bring him back in a second. OBS has omitted him, but he will be back. First of all, thank you so much, Omega, for joining us. As soon as he's back on screen, he can tell you what he's up to and where you can find him and all of that wonderful stuff. But I'm sure Julian is getting him back. Before we do that, before he's back, because he'll be back in just a moment, we're going to do the draw for the pre-order of Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. So let's just do that real quick. I'm assuming we have a winner.
Yeah.
And the winner is... We're waiting. Lesia T? Lesia T! Congratulations! You are the proud owner of a digital copy of Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. When it comes out, we will send you a... actually, in YouTube now, we can't message you. So you will have to go onto our Discord and send one of our Smithgardians a message. You can even post in the general chat, or check the chat out now. One of the Smithgardians will tell you how to contact them. That's probably better than that. Omega, thank you so much. This was so fun. earlier this week, Omega actually posted a photo of his Amazon cart, and it had a wig, and it had like chainmail, and had some things in it, and nobody knew what it was about. We've had this thing kind of planned for a little time, so incredible makeup, and he will obviously be joining us again next week as you travel into Berez and potentially past these creatures that you face right now or are about to face. Omega, where can they find you? What are you up to? Give us your shout out.
Hi, yeah. First of all, chainmail choking me. Okay. Hi, my name is Omega Jones, also known as the Critical Bard. The Critical Bard across all social media channels. I'm an actor, vocalist, hot mess incarnate, full-time Twitch streamer, partnered at twitch.tv/Critical Bard, where I do a variety of things. I'm everywhere. Honestly, who isn't busy nowadays? I will say that next Saturday, before this show comes back, I will be producing and premiering a Wildmount campaign on my channel titled Let's Get Wildmount. Very excited about that as I'm playing in that as well.
Let's Get Wildmount. That's great.
It's actually funny. I have a recurring thing of playing undead things because my character is a hollow one.
Nice.
Yeah, if you want to check that out, that's at 1:30 p.m. Pacific, which is 3 Central, 4 Eastern. What is Mountain Time? Sorry if you're across the sea. And yeah, more information on my channel, on my Twitter, and on my channel. Other than that, yeah, I'm just trying to live my best life. Very excited to be here. This makeup took an hour and a half to do, and I was still doing it while I was waiting. So just know that every stream I do this show and I'm playing this character, you're gonna get this again.
That's great.
But thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, that's awesome. And thank you so much for joining us. We've been trying to do something for a while now, and this was kind of a perfect role, I thought, and it would have been a lot of fun. So welcome.
Definitely upping my makeup game next game. Definitely.
Right? All of y'all are like, oh, I'm wearing a hoodie. At least you're wearing a hoodie with your face on it, with your character's face on it. Right? But awesome. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. A couple quick announcements before we do the final draw for the Curse of Strahd Legendary Edition box. This coming Thursday, Aftermath, brand new show at 8 p.m. with some of the cast. Tomorrow night, for Tailweaver patrons and up, we are doing a how to DM seminar on how to run random encounters using Operate in our Discord, and how to build an encounter and all that kind of stuff. So that's tomorrow night, 8 p.m. in the usual BTS time frame. You'll get a link, or there was a link posted in the Patreon for that tier, and you'll be able to join us, and then you'll start running encounters in our Discord. Thank you, everyone that joined our Discord this week. We went from like 60 patrons to like almost 80 patrons in a week. It's crazy. But stick around, even if you came just for the draw. Totally understand that, but have some fun, boot around, explore, enjoy. Maybe you'll win something else by searching. And the cast will not be in the Discord this week, but they will be returning at some point, maybe when they return to Ghakis, possibly next episode, potentially, to spend a little bit of time there. I think that's it. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We are doing a game. RealmSmith is having a game at GaryCon. It has not been announced yet, but as soon as it is, we'll let you know. That is official, and we're working on a bunch of other awesome, crazy stuff. But we've just been spending the last week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, actually, prepping for this. There's lots more coming for the Patreon. We're really, really super excited about that. And it's going to be awesome. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Now, the winner of the Curse of Strahd Legendary Edition box from Beetle of Grimm's is Dish Pickle. Congratulations, Dish Pickle. You are the winner. Dish Pickle, it has been an incredible person in our community, has given a lot to our community in monetarily and in roleplay and on the server. So I'm thankful. Thank you, Dish Pickle. You were randomly selected for the box. We will be in contact for an address and stuff to be able to send that to you. So thank you, everyone, for watching. Take care of each other, love each other, especially during this tough time. Hopefully we can be around the table again soon, and we'll even fly Noura out to play alongside us as well. You guys have a wonderful night. Remember, if you're watching this VOD or live, hit that little bell icon, and subscribe. YouTube went all right, guys.
Yeah, you too.
It was good. It was good. We'll see you guys on Thursday. Take care.